Welcome into the Business on Purpose podcast. Scott Beebe, your host, the founder and the head coach of the Business on Purpose platform. Hey, I want to talk to you about a situation I just got out of. Actually, not a small business owner meeting, but instead it was a local school board and superintendent town hall meeting. And you might be thinking, well, what in the heck do I have to learn from that? My goodness, a lot. Check out mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision if you need clarity. mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision. So you're in a situation that's emotionally charged. How do you respond? There's a proverb that says, a soft answer turns away wrath. So why in the world do I show up to a school board meeting with many of the parents that we know? And there's a few hundred people in the room. And right out of the gate, my goodness, you've seen them before. They are emotionally charged, ready to rock and roll, and a little bit mentally chaotic, mentally scattered. I'm not busting on them individually. I just know how it is. When you get emotional, you start to think a little bit more erratic, a little bit more adrenaline is flowing. Sometimes you know how your voice gets shaky. And what's challenging is when you have the superintendent of schools and a few school board members in the room, and you'll let the emotion overcome you. Not saying emotions are wrong, but when you let it overcome you, what ends up happening is the words that you're speaking, they're not hearing at all because all they can hear is the emotion. It's one of the reasons that a soft answer turns away wrath, because a soft answer neutralizes a situation. So there were a lot of individuals that were getting up, emotionally charged, interrupting the superintendent when they were talking, and they were hearing some of the feedback. They were perceiving deception. There were a lot of different things that were perceptions going on, at least from where I could stand. And you could tell every now and then there would be a calm voice stand up. They would be gracious. Thank you for your time. Thank you, school board members, for your time. And they would simply offer insight or ask a simple question with no hint of deceit, no hint of frustration, just very, very calm. Now, they would allow their emotion to dictate the verbiage, to dictate the content. And they would be upfront to say, hey, I know this has got to be challenging for you. It's very challenging for us as parents as well. And so that's why we want to offer this solution, or that's why we've got this question. A soft answer really does turn away wrath, and it softens the emotion of the situation so that your words can be heard. So the irony is, when you have a softer answer, it's actually louder in its delivery. When you have a softer answer, it's louder in its delivery. I want you to think about a situation you had today. You were working in your small business. You were either with a team member, or you're with a customer, and it got a little heated, got a little tense in that moment. Now I want you to go back and imagine what would have happened if you would have had a soft answer, a slow answer. Soft answer turns away irrational, energetic chaos. That's what it turns away. And so as I'm riding home, just kind of thinking about this, I want to encourage you in your small business, as you're leading a team, as you're leading customers, as you have the privilege and the responsibility to serve people. That's the calling that we've got, is not to serve ourselves, is to serve other people. And one of the best ways that we can do that, I am by no means have this mastered, by the way, but one of the best ways that we can possibly do that is by having a soft answer. So how do we do that? How do we have a soft answer? Well, the Bible also says, be slow to speak. Be slow to speak. Now, I'm sure you can tell in this podcast that I'm not very slow to speak. And so this is something I have to work diligently on, is to be slow to speak. It also says, be quick to listen. Be slow to speak, be quick to listen. So what are some tools that can help you be slow to speak and be quick to listen? Actually, one of the greatest tools to help you be a better listener is a question, and more specifically, an open-ended question. The more you can ask open-ended questions, not yes or no, not accusative questions, not questions to try to prove your point, but generally an open question. So I'm curious, this data that you've provided, can you give us some insight on where it came from so we have a better understanding of the data points that you're looking at? Versus, where'd you get this data from? Very accusative. You asked the exact same question, but you asked it in a different tone. You asked it with different language. Non-accusative. And so when we have a soft answer, when we have a soft tone, what Chris Voss and Never Split the Difference would call the DJ radio voice, bringing it down. God, I wish I had that voice. And you bring that down, all of a sudden you realize. So I want you to think about the last high stress, intense engagement you have, and then I want you to think about the next one you're going to have, because it's coming. We know it's coming. Mine's probably coming tomorrow at some point. And when it comes, do you have the wherewithal to take a deep breath and be soft and be slow? A gentle answer turns away the high energy of chaos. Do you have the courage to do that? Because it does take courage, because it's hard. It takes a lot of internal skill set, internal motivation. Do you have the courage to do it? And if you do, it's more than likely going to go well with you. And when you go into a situation, whether it's a public town hall like we were in tonight, or if it's a situation that's a one-on-one, I want to encourage you, do your homework. Write down some notes. I noticed that those who had a softer tone, also some of them had notes. Does it show you're unprepared? No, just the opposite. It shows that you've done your homework. Use notes. Speak slow. Speak soft. And when you do that and have to raise your voice at some point, it's really going to carry. I appreciate you, as always, joining me on the Business on Purpose platform. Go head on over to our headquarters, mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision, mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision, where we help walk you step by step. It's our full tutorial. Everything's in there. We've held nothing back. If you want clarity and are willing to put in the work, you're willing to sweat, you're willing to allow your thighs to burn,